For 80 years, the many ministries of Catholic Charities have addressed the most basic human needs for the people of South Central and Southeast Kansas. It began humbly in 1943 as Catholic Charities Bureau with a focus on the care of children at St. Joseph's Home, adoption services, and family counseling. Helping the children of our community has always been at the heart of what we do. Today, the 13 ministries of Catholic Charities focus on 3 priority areas: hunger and homelessness, domestic violence, and enrichment services. These priority areas allow us to focus on the most basic human needs, food and safe shelter, while enriching the lives of many through activities, counseling, and legal assistance. This organization was founded and still exists today because of the dedication and devotion of our volunteers and donors who generously support the work of our staff.
Catholic Charities provides a lifeline for so many throughout our community, and we at Village Travel want to say thank you for all you do for providing support services to the most vulnerable in our community and for working hard to raise awareness. Congratulations on 80 years.
For me and the team at Davis Moore Auto Group, thank you to Catholic Charities for the caring support you provide, for the 13 ministries that serve so many, and for 80 years of serving our neighbors. Thank you and congratulations, Catholic Charities.
Catholic Charities is very important to our community. It fills a lot of needs in our community, whether it's with the St. Anthony Family Shelter, it's with domestic violence, with the adult day services. It helps those that have dementia, as well as the adults that may have disability needs. Our nephew Pete Hampel goes to adult day services, and so he has been there for a number of years and is very well cared for there and is very happy. I think it's hard sometimes when you look at one person making the difference, but I think when we all come together, we can make a huge difference. And the services that Catholic Charities do so much with their dollars that we can really help a lot of people that way. If you're thinking about getting involved with Catholic Charities, I would say do it. I think that this is a wonderful organization. I think that it's a great way to get involved, and you definitely get more than you give, you definitely receive it. And I feel like that it's been a phenomenal experience, and I would highly recommend it to anyone. I would just say thank you. It's been a wonderful opportunity, and I think that Catholic Charities, the fact that they've been here 80 years in existence is just excellent, well done, and we're looking to 80 to 100 more years in the future.
Adult Day Services is one of the longest running programs at Catholic Charities. As our community has made strides towards embracing those with special needs, Adult Day Services has played a crucial role in helping adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities reach for their highest potential. From our entire team, thank you and congratulations to Catholic Charities for 80 years of service.
From the City of Wichita's homeless outreach team, congratulations to Catholic Charities for 80 years of service to our community. We appreciate your partnership and providing support for those in need.
I started to get involved with the Catholic Charities in 1982. The first cruise night was held at the Wichita Club. And unbeknownst to us, we did not realize that the dishwasher was not working. So as the evening went on, the dishes kept piling up. I got my husband and my brother-in-law, and they couldn't get the dishwasher to work. So the two of them started doing dishes themselves. I never heard them complain about that night and washing so many dishes. I think they thought it was part of their stewardship way of life. At the end of the first cruise night, we had made about $10,000. About 20 years later, I heard that cruise night netted well over $300,000. After I became affiliated with Harbor House, I thought my daughter was only involved in a bad marriage. But with the education that I was exposed to, I realized that she was in a serious domestic violence. marriage. And so as things evolved with her and with me with Harbor House, I was able to help her out of her situation, which was life-saving. There is no way that Catholic Charities, especially my favorite, Harbor House, can survive without help, lots of help. And that's where the Catholic community comes in. The end of my story with my daughter is that she is thriving beyond all imagination. That's why it's so important that we give, that we donate, that we live our stewardship way of life, so that young women like my daughter has a chance to move ahead, to get out of domestic violence and to lead a happy, productive life.
We appreciate the support that Harbor House at Catholic Charities provides throughout our community. There are only 2 emergency shelters in Wichita currently, Harbor House being one of them. Our victims of domestic violence would have fewer options for safety without Harbor House. Congratulations to Catholic Charities for 80 years of supporting our neighbors.
My family and I have made Kansas our home, and I appreciate all that Catholic Charities does to serve the most vulnerable among us and to help build a strong community. Thank you, Catholic Charities, and congrats on 80 years.
The United Way of the Plains first invested in some of the programming at Catholic Charities back in 1952. Today, we continue to recognize the value Catholic Charities brings in serving the most vulnerable of our population. As a partner, as a social service agency, and as a nonprofit leader, we are grateful for the support they provide, and we congratulate them on 80 years of service. Thank you, Catholic Charities.
If I had to list the many reasons I was drawn to Catholic Charities of Wichita, the most significant was really quite personal. It was a crisis we worked through as a family, which was life-changing in the most wonderful way. I have always been inspired by the presence of Catholic Charities in our community, how the ministries have offered support to the most vulnerable. Now I have the opportunity to be a part of that mission, to be a part of God's work. It is an honor to be part of fulfilling the mission of Catholic Charities. As I have learned more about Catholic Charities, it is clear to me that our work is generously supported by so many people, foundations, and businesses in the community. The prophet Isaiah tells us we are to share our bread with the hungry, shelter the oppressed and the homeless, clothe the naked. We should not turn our back on those in need. This is the work that Catholic Charities does each day. We are only able to do this important work in the community because of the many generous donors who share in our mission and financially support our work. Jesus reminds us that the poor will always be with us. That is why the work of Catholic Charities will continue for the next 80 years. As we have in the past, today, and in the future, we are grateful for the generosity of all those who financially support our efforts to be the hands and feet of Jesus for those most in need of his love.